By the end of this video, you will learn how to instantly level up your pickleball IQ so you're not just reacting on the court, but actually thinking, anticipating, and outsmarting your opponents in every rally. Most players walk onto the court and just play on autopilot. Today, we're flipping that switch. These 7 mindset and strategy upgrades will help you see the game differently, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Let's start with something simple that most players get completely wrong. You're in a dink rally at the kitchen line. The ball's moving slowly back and forth, and suddenly your opponent clips the net. The ball barely dribbles over and lands on your side. Almost every amateur's instinct is to speed that ball up, and almost every time it ends in the net or flying out. Here's why that doesn't work. When the ball hits the net, it loses nearly all of its energy. There's no momentum to work with. Trying to attack it is like trying to sprint out of quicksand. Instead of forcing a bad speed up, this is your moment to take control. Hit an aggressive, well-placed dink. Push your opponent back, move them off balance, and set yourself up to win the point on the next ball. Now we're getting into pro-level stuff. When a dink comes over and sits up just a little, a dead ball, most players rush to hit it. Pros don't. They pause. Just for a split second, they hold their paddle under the ball. That tiny pause creates deception. Your opponent has no idea if you're going to dink, speed up, or lob. But here's where it gets really powerful. While you're holding that paddle, you're watching them. Are they leaning back, shifting to the backhand, crowding the kitchen line? Once you notice their reaction, the decision becomes obvious. If they're cheating to their backhand, you attack the chicken wing. If they're leaning forward expecting pace, you float a lob right over their head. The beauty of this move is that you're not guessing. You're responding to information they're giving you for free. This next skill alone can raise your level overnight. The decision between a third shot drive and a third shot drop shouldn't be random. It should be automatic. When the return bounces short and sits high, that's an invitation. You have time, height, and balance. That's when you apply pressure and drive the ball. The second drive situation is when the return is deep and aggressive, pushing you onto your back foot. Trying to hit a perfect drop from there is incredibly difficult. A controlled drive sets you up for an easier 5th shot drop instead. On the flip side, drops are your best choice when the ball is low. If the return lands shallow but stays low, ripping it will only send it into the net. Dropping that ball keeps you safe. The same goes for deep returns that come in soft. A drop makes more sense and keeps you in control of the rally. Here's something every player needs to hear. Your opponents are just as nervous as you are. That feeling in your chest? They have it too. The difference is how you manage it. When nerves kick in, stop trying to be perfect. Instead of forcing delicate third shot drops, hit controlled drives at about 70%. Let the ball dip over the net and make them deal with it. That immediately shifts pressure off your shoulders and onto theirs. At the kitchen line, nerves often cause players to speed up balls they shouldn't. That's why setting a simple rule with your partner helps. Agree to dink a certain number of balls before attacking. Once you settle into a rhythm, nerves fade, and more often than not, your opponent will crack first. High-level pickleball isn't random, it's patterned. One of the most common patterns is running around the backhand to find the forehand. Forehands give you options. A great setup is dinking wide twice to condition your opponent. They start expecting the ball to go there. On the third dink, you go to their inside foot. That ball often comes back more neutral, giving you space to step around and attack with your forehand. From there, you can speed up, dink, lob, or go down the line. The key is that your opponent never knows what's coming next. As the match goes on, this pattern keeps them guessing. They start hesitating. Hesitation leads to pop-ups. Pop-ups end points. If there's one moment that separates strong players from average ones, it's how they handle the fourth ball. This is when your opponent is trying to drop their way into the kitchen. If you let them do that comfortably, you're giving away ground for free. Your first question should always be, can I take this ball out of the air? Volleying removes time and lets you hit harder. If you can't volley it, don't stand upright and poke at it. Turn sideways, create space, and drive the ball with authority. Make them hit the hardest shot in pickleball, a reset under pressure. The goal isn't to win the point immediately, it's to make them uncomfortable. Discomfort creates mistakes, and mistakes create opportunities. This last idea might be the most powerful of all. Every opponent tells you how to beat them. You just have to listen. Some players rely heavily on two-handed backhand dinks. That usually means they're not looking to flick balls out of the air. You can lean in, shrink the court, and apply pressure. Other players do the opposite. They crowd the kitchen, take everything early, and attack constantly. That tells you their weight is forward. Lobs, body shots, and changes of pace are your best weapons against them. Once you identify a player's tendencies, you can build a plan before the match even starts. Instead of reacting, you're dictating. Pickleball isn't just about hitting the ball, it's about thinking one step ahead. When you understand momentum, patterns, and human behavior, the game slows down. You stop guessing, you start choosing. If one of these IQ tips stood out to you, try it in your very next game. And if this helped you see pickleball differently, leave a comment and let me know which idea clicked the most. Let's keep getting smarter, keep getting better, and keep having fun out there.